Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new tutorial, and now we are going to paint this guy. So we are going to paint the dragon from the Stormcast Eternals. It's not fitting in the camera, and we are going to start first doing the base. So let me explain what I did. So this is the base of the dragon. Okay, let me maybe zoom out a little bit so you can see more the perspective of the base. So this is the base, how it's looking like. So this is the runes, this is the parts that are coming with the kit. And then I add some additional rocks and skulls here and there, so to make it more interesting. So here you have, and then I put texture. It's texturized with sun. Okay, so we have texture, and I did zenithal priming here. So I did two primings. This is primed in white. Okay, the dragon is primed purely in white. And the base is primed zenithal black and white. Okay, and now we are going to do a series of dry brushing and washes to do the base. We are going to use techniques to do terrain, and we're going to start applying Bainbridge Brown dry brushing on the ruins. Okay, so we are going to take a brush. We will need big one for that. We take some paint, we dry, and I like to start heavy with a dark paint and start building up from there. So we are going to start from here. Okay, this will not be too noticeable, but I want to start giving a brown color. Okay, so let me take a little bit more. So I suggest that you start soft, and then you start adding more as soon as you start. Okay, so let me do this rock here. You can see you can start seeing the brown there. It will take time. Okay. So okay, I go a little bit more heavy. So I'm starting soft, and then if I see that there is not too much happening, I go more heavy. I go heavy. Okay, and we're going to do the ruins. We are going to do about 3 different layers of dry brushing, and I want this one to be heavier. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all the ruins, on all the rocks, all these ones as well. This one. Going to do that, and I will be back once this is done. Okay, next step, I'm going to do a dry brushing of Rakar flesh. Okay, again we will start quite soft. We will go increasing. Okay, let's start with the rocks where you have less risk. This one you will see how fast. Okay, you can see how nicely and fast is catching all the texture. Let's go on the actual part of the miniature. You can see how nicely we start having all this. This one you want to exaggerate a little bit. Okay, and no, I can take it even from here a little bit. We want to insist on the top. Here we do the same. We hit more the top of the and I keep like this type of vertical strokes. Okay. So I will keep doing that a little bit more, and I'm back. Okay, this is how it's looking like now. And next I'm going to do another dry brushing. This time I'm going to use almost white wraith bone. So we are going to do again, this is going to be on the rocks, and we try to be very thin. Okay, you can see here it's very contrasting with white as much as we can, and we start again on these ones, and you can see that it will catch all these edges very easily. And then we can go to this. And here I will just so you want to be very gentle with this one. And as you can see, I'm not taking almost paint now from the pot. I'm just the problem of using bark sometimes is that it's breaking. Okay. I think like that will be enough. Now we are going to change to browns to do the sun. And I will start with more frank brown. Okay, this one. We are going to apply this on all the parts where we have sun. And I'm using more from brown because it's the color that I normally use. I'm using for all my Stormcast bases. So we start here. The beginning will look weird. Okay, and I will be very heavy with this dry brush. So it's going to be almost like painting, almost. Not really. Here I mix it by mistake with. Not really painting, but it's going to be quite heavy, okay? And we are going to apply as well on this part there. Don't worry if it looks, the intention is to give really a brown tint, so you can go quite heavy with that. And of course there will be some parts of the ruins that we are going to dirten. This is okay. Okay, let's keep doing. Apply a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do the whole base. Okay, I keep doing that and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use Death Cloud Brown, and I'm going to do another dry brush on the mainly in the brown. So here you can see how it's looking like right now. So the brown is no more visible. Again, like the white. We start softening some. Then we can. We see that it's too little. We can increase a little bit more. So the idea is always to start with not too much and keep building up layer by layer the color. Okay, see. Go a little bit heavier. You can go heavier, lighter in some areas, so also you don't need to be uniform and exactly the same in all the parts. Okay, so I will keep doing that. Now the glow brown, I will dry brush again, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so you can see the sun is now lighter, and finally I'm going to use Tau Aqua Light to do the last highlights. This will give the sun what we are looking for. As you can see, very little pressure, and we'll do more in one part than others. We can also do here a little bit. Okay, I take a little bit more. And you can see that it's this is what is going to make pop up all our browns. Okay, with very little pressure, we all this sun. And now I will clean my blush because I put a little bit too much brown on my. Okay, and I will take again a very light color. I will take again Wraith Bone, and we are going to do again a dry brush on the stone parts. Okay, mainly where if you see that in some parts we have applied, so you have to dry well the brush now because we clean it. See, I'm still dirtying with brown, so it's important, especially on dry brushing, when you change color, that you do some clean up. This is why I'm just now looks good. You can see I still have a lot of dark brown, so clean it well. I'll take some of the light paint again. We are going to test now. Here. Okay. The intention is to eliminate some of the dirtiness we did with the brown. But this time we go just. You don't need to eliminate everything, just a little bit. Okay. also add a little more, but you can leave some of the brown dirtiness, because I think it's adding also to the overall paint job. Okay, and we add a little bit more here. That it adds more color variation, a little bit more interest. So this is why I'm not trying to eliminate completely the brown aqua tones, just to emphasize more in the brush. And now I'm going to use this. We can use the same. Well, we'll use a darker color. I'm going to use Flake One Flash, and I'm going to paint all the schools that I have added on the base. Okay. Side. Okay, I put some wet palette. And we are going to do all the different schools. So we start here, and I will paint them all with Flake One Flash, Ushapti Bone, Screaming Skull. Any ivory color will work for me. Okay, just using this one because it's the one that I have already in my wet palette. Okay, so I will do all the schools. If it's needed, 2 layers with this color, and I'm back. Okay, I have spot all the schools that I put on the base, and now I'm going to use sorry, Retributor Armor to do some other battle debris or things like it's going to be like statues that have been broken or gargoyles that were in the building. So we are going to paint these things in Retributor Armor to get ready to transform them into bronze. Okay, so I will do all of them, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use Death Forest, or Death Wolf Forest, this one. Okay, to do this type of plants that we have on all these bases. I want to go for quite the saturated green. I don't want to make them to pop up too much, because later on we are going to add as well turf. So I'm going to paint them. You can see that the base start having quite a nice colorful. Okay, and then that I'm here, I will put this in a green color. I'm going to use a light green, this one, a green camo, because this is the one I have in my palette, and I think it will do the work on this thing here. Just to give a touch like a lichen. You can even put it in different places if you want it, but now I will focus on this, on the plants. Okay. And I will keep doing them. One thing that I need to do, I'm going to take a dark brown here, and I'm going to do the beak of this skull. Okay, I'm using not Reynolds height, this one, dried bark. Okay, we are going to do this big. Okay, and now I will keep doing the plants, as I said, with death wool forest, and once I have done all these plants I will be back. Okay, so this is how it looks like now, and next I'm going to apply aqueous earth shade as a wash all over the base, okay, including the skulls, gold and everything. So we start from one, I recommend we can start from the middle or from one side, and we try to cover everything. So I will start from here and I will cover all the base. So this will consume quite a good amount of aqueous earth shade, but I think on a miniature like that it's worth it to invest in a nice paint job. Okay, we are going to apply that. As you can see, I'm taking quite a big brush, and we are going to avoid that it's pulling too much in some areas. When you do terrain bases, if it's pulling in some areas, I'm not too much concerned. At the end, this is sun, rocks, you have humidity, so you have a lot of things that can influence to have even stains. So, but anyway, I'm going to apply this on the full base. We are going to wait that this dries, and I will be back for the next step. So this is how it's looking like after applying the aqueous earth shade. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use nihilite oxide, and I'm going to apply this on these parts because I want to simulate more brass than really gold. I don't think they will leave. And then we are going to apply on some of the parts. Okay. We're going to do the same here. So something like that should be okay. Okay, I don't want to cover completely the brass bronzy parts, but should be quite weathered, right? It's a debris can be here for some, can be that it's been here for some time, so should look quite weathered. So this way I'm just I was playing with it until I like what you see, but I think I will leave it quite blue in that case. I should not put the finger on top. I think I will leave it like that, so it will look quite weathered. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to Fleet One Flash. And I'm going to clean up a little bit the washes on the, so I'm coming with quite thin, and we are going to clean up a little bit the washes we have done on the skulls, just to make them a little bit more, to pop up more from the background. Okay, something like that. The only one I will do a little bit different is this one here, that is it's broken skull. I will put a little bit more of the dark brown on the broken part, like that. Okay, so leaving, and here is more or less up to how light or darker you want the bones to look like. So I will leave some darker, some dirtier, and some other maybe cleaner, okay? But if they have been here for a while, they will not be that clean. So as you can see, I'm going to do this one here as an example, and I will not go, in my case I prefer to keep them quite browny, okay, quite darker, so I will not go lighter than that, okay. So I'm going to do now the other skulls that we have around here, and I'm back for the next step. So next step, I'm going to use again Green Camo, and I'm going to do some highlights on the plants that we have around here, okay. It's going to be, I don't want to put too much, so it's quite, try to do it thin and quite with control. And maybe not on all these plants, just on some of them. So you want to have to be careful, and we just touch them a little bit. I don't want the plants to pop up too much neither. Okay, something like that. You can also use, if you want, I'm going to use as well yellow. So I'm going to use this one, Zamezi Desert, so I can make the plants look more, because this is, I want to show more like, I'm going to use later on more dry plants. This is more on the theme where I am, not very liveful plants. So I'm going to apply as well, I will combine the two colors, okay, so we can make some leaves a little bit more yellow. And we apply this all over the plant. Okay, like that. So, and I will keep doing the plants like that. So I will do all of them, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next I'm going to glue some turf on the base, and although they are self-adhesive, I realize that I will advise to use some PVA glue anyway, because at the end the glue of that they come with the self-adhesive is not good enough. So we apply a drop of PVA, and then we apply this, and we are going to apply this in random places, some together. I will put it especially next to the ruins, where I think that sometimes the plants are growing, because there is where the humidity is accumulating, and also will help you to, if you have for example here that the gap is visible, I will put some turf, and then it's going to dissimulate any mistake that you may have done during the assembly. Okay, so for example this one can go here, and then the gap is not visible anymore. And I will keep doing that on random places. So this is quite a big base. I don't mind to, and it's quite a centerpiece of an army. I don't mind to use here and there some turf, okay? So again, I will do that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, and this is how the base looks like. So at the end I decided to glue other grass with different colors to add more variation, to add some more turf. And with that we have the base ready to glue the dragon later on. So this is all for this first part. I wanted just to focus on how I do a base for this miniature, and in the next part I'm going to start painting the dragon itself. So I hope you have enjoyed this one. Please give a like if you have liked this video, share if you think other people can be interested, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching and keep tuned for the dragon now.